Grand Rising Loves. This is the altar spread for the collective today. And so this is a nice cohesive spread that talks about once you connect with yourself, the information that's given to you. And so this has really been coming up for the past week anyway, especially. But this spread is about the shedding of the past, shedding those things that are no longer serving you. And so the icosahedron showed up in the reverse. And so icosahedron talks about making the proper choices off of your highest self, not the ego self, not any kind of judgment of programming, but making decisions off of what is most aligned. And so this is an icosahedron, beautiful sacred geometry. And so what you should notice right away off the bat are these triangular faces. And so remember, the triangular joining is all that is, but the downward pointing triangles represent feminine, the chalice, water, earth. The upward pointing triangle represents masculine, air, fire, the sword. The joining, of course, is all that is, but it's direction and it's in motion. And so showing up in the reverse, it says you've become so convoluted with too many choices, too many options. The thing that is that when you are aligned, there is no other option than the one you choose. Because when you are aligned, everything perfectly shows up to direct you on that highest path. And so when you are confused, you are not being you. That is one of the first lessons I taught my kids. If you are ever confused, you're not being the real you. The reason why is the only confusion that happens is with ego. Because that's the judgment. Oh my gosh, should I really be doing this? How does this feel? What would so-and-so think if I do this? And that's all ego. Confusion is created by the ego. When you are aligned, there's no confusion. And so showing up in the reverse says you've got too many things going on. So stop, pause, breathe. What is really feeling good to you? Go into your feels, not your thinks. And that is where you find the real you. And then you can start whittling down your choices based on that. Don't make a pros and cons list, because pros and cons lists actually come from the program self. Whose version of you are you really portraying? That's what creates the pros and cons. But if you go into the feels, what feels right, that's where you find the alignment. And so the ghost dance also showed up in the reverse. So ghost dance talks about what you have come from and the ancestors that have supported you in that, but also the ancestors that preceded you in that. And can you make now new decisions based off of either their mistakes or their successes, but not living in the past? But interestingly enough, ghost dance in the reverse says you are stuck in the past. You are stuck in the deprecating mindset of I should have, I could have, I would have. And be very aware of also drawing in relationships from past lives to teach you. And so that's the programming, which echoes the same exact thing that icosahedron talks about. You are stuck in the past, so you are confused, because being stuck in the past, that's programming, that's ego. The spirit doesn't know anything but love and staying present. And so if you have a hard time doing that, like you're time traveling past or future, that is you in ego. And so confusion, ego. Time traveling past, future, ego. So go into your feels, what feels good, and here, stay present. Now, fire agate showed up. I don't own fire agate, but this is now continuing the message of passion. What feels good for you? You need to stop judging choices or being so cerebral when it comes to choices, and instead feel into your passions and let them guide you, because that's the alignment. That's the realignment of self. This is fire agate. I do not own one, but is this not beautiful? And this is just cabochon, tiny little fire agate. And the price on this online was $580. And you see it's actually on a finger, so it's not even the width of a finger. But I just thought it was beautiful. That was the most beautiful in the images. But it talks about passion. What are you passionate about? Allow fire agate to help you facilitate that, so you can get out of the confusion, out of the time traveling, stay present. And that's the passion, the awakening of the passion, moving through passion, allowing passion to drive you and guide you. That's alignment. And so Palhik Mana, medicine of the butterfly Kachina, talks about receiving the blessings of grace and being aligned. When you're in Palhik Mana, it's the passion of life and allowing that to drive you. That it's the beauty way. It's grace, and align with that. That's your reward. And I like that in these spreads lately, that's what this last card has been. If all of this can be done, this is your reward. And that's how it's been showing up for the past at least week. I know for sure that the top 3 cards are talking about the work and putting in the refining, not defining actions, but the refining actions, and then coming in to this is your reward for that. So thank you. That's the spread for the day. That's the spread for the day. So thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you.